School boards are being told to weaponize pay increases. It's July 31st, 2024, and these are your headlines. School board members were recently told at a conference to utilize teacher pay raises to apply political pressure on the state legislature over what else but the issue of school choice. At a TASB conference, that's the Texas Association of School Boards, Buck Gilcrease, the CEO of educational consulting company Moak Casey, told school board members reportedly to withhold teachers' pay increases this year in order to pressure state lawmakers to oppose school choice. TASB, of course, is an organization that engages in taxpayer-funded lobbying. That's a discussion for another time. Dripping Springs Independent School District Board member Rob McClellan told the Texas Public Policy Foundation, before we got into the meat and potatoes of school finance, the CEO, who I've never met before in my life, starts going on a rant. He said a rant about the failure of school board trustees, failure of teachers to vote a certain way to persuade the legislature to do certain things. He also said Gilcrease was encouraging them to utilize compensation as a weapon to try to change the way our teachers will vote. McClellan said that he and several other school board members walked out of the meeting. Now, answering a question that we got a lot of after yesterday's story, where Meta, formerly known as Facebook, is now forced to pay a massive $1.4 billion settlement to the state of Texas over privacy concerns, people are wondering what happens to the money. Now, this settlement was the largest ever obtained by a single state and concerns the unauthorized collection of biometric data from users. Meta agreed to a settlement and will pay $1.4 billion to the state of Texas over 5 years. According to the Attorney General's office, money collected from the settlement will go, in small part, to pay outside counsel working on the case. Those are lawyers that specialize in these kinds of lawsuits that were brought in for the specific lawsuit. However, most of it will go to the state general revenue fund. That means it will be up to the state legislature to decide how the money gets spent when they pass the next biennial budget and if it will be given back to Texans. Andrew McVeigh, who's the president of Texans for Fiscal Responsibility, says he wants to see the money returned via property tax relief. He said for years, taxpayers across the state have been suffering under ever-increasing tax burden, particularly property taxes. This settlement provides Texas with a unique opportunity. Funds should be treated the same as all surplus state revenue, returned to the taxpayer, or should be treated, returned to the taxpayer to help relieve them of their property tax burden. Specifically, he said, use the funds to compress or buy down the school M&O property tax rate, which he said will provide all Texans with real property tax relief.
Are you worried about your kid's future? You should be. I'm Charles Blaine with Texas Tomorrow. This is a show where we're going to talk about the issues and the people that are pushing the policies that concern your family, your home, and your kids. Catch Texas Tomorrow every Thursday.
Senator Ted Cruz has introduced the Transparency in Reporting of Adversarial Contributions to Education, or the TRACE Act, to enhance transparency for parents involving the influence of foreign funding in schools. Specifically, the TRACE Act will require schools to allow parents to review any curriculum provided by or purchased with foreign funds, notify parents of any foreign contracts or financial transactions they partake in, and to notify parents of how many school employees, if any, are being compensated by another country or foreign adversary, and whether foreign nations have donated to the institution. Now, we here at Texas Scorecard have reported heavily on the Chinese Communist Party and other foreign influences that have developed connections to U.S. schools and universities, including Texas A&M, University of Texas, often under the guise of Confucius Institutes. The Chinese government uses these institutions to spread Chinese influence in U.S. education. While many Confucius Institutes were reportedly closed, the Chinese government has kept them going, really. They've rebranded the effort and continue their footprint in U.S. education. Confucius classrooms geared towards high school students, for example. At a time when illegal border crossings by Chinese nationals have increased by over 8,000% since 2021, infiltration by China continues to be a major threat to the U.S. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.